All right, looks like we're live. What's good, YouTube? What's good, gamers? It's your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you with another live stream. Do me a favor and do yourself a favor too. Hit that like button, help spread my content out to a wider audience. I would appreciate it. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you can stay notified whenever I put out new content. Um, if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy the content. I appreciate it. Looks like we did have a few new subscribers this week. So again, welcome to the channel. Give me a second here to pull up my page. Okay. What's up, my dude? How you doing? Um, also, the comment section is open, so feel free to jump in. Okay. So I just want to go over a couple of things real quick before I get to the before the topic at hand. I just woke up from a long nap, and today is my day to go to the gym. So I hope to have this wrapped up by 8 o'clock Eastern time, so I can get to the gym, get my workout in, come back, finish my day. Get everything together, get a little bit of gaming in before I go to bed. But first thing I want to talk about is the Lincoln Show, where I try to have a weekly show where I bring in someone and I do a one-on-one question answer session with them. And to ask them to be all right. Looks like we got some buffer. Let me wait for it. Okay, I had some buffer and I had to wait for it. So I'll repeat it just in case it got missed. So on tomorrow's show, on the Lincoln Show, I reached out to Fatal Mephisto and asked him if he would come on and be a guest on tomorrow's show. And I just got word from him today that it shouldn't be a problem. He should be able to make it. So make sure you keep your eyes open for that tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, Fatal Mephisto will be my guest. He said he should be able to make it. So tentatively, I'm going to say that he will be there. I know he's a pretty busy guy. He does a lot of podcasts, so I appreciate him taking a moment to fit me in. I really appreciate it. And also, I also got confirmation from Sick Humor TV for a special edition of the Lincoln Show. I'm going to do it on Monday. I've already gotten confirmation from Sick Humor that he will be my guest on Monday's show. So you don't want to miss that. I absolutely love his stuff, especially when him and Fatal get together. I really like watching that. It's really good stuff. So tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern, Fatal Mephisto will be my guest. Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern, Sick Humor TV will be my guest. So you don't want to miss either of those. They're both going to be good. And so, also on a small note, it turns out that my MLB The Show review has hit like 415 views, which is absolutely phenomenal for me. And I really appreciate everyone who checked out that video, who commented on the video, who liked the video. I really appreciate it. It makes me really look forward to doing another review video once God of War comes out. And speaking of God of War, I guess they're supposed to be, I guess at midnight Pacific time, the reviews can start rolling out. Appreciate the like, whoever hit the like, I appreciate that. So the reviews will be coming out for God of War. It will be interesting to see what the reaction will be. Being that it doesn't take much to butt hurt people these days, so it'll be interesting to see what the reaction is for God of War. I expect some good reviews. Either way, it really doesn't matter to me what they say about the game. I've got my mind made up that I'm going to get the game. So, you know, I guess the reviews are just a formality to me. Um, so with that being said, there was a couple of other topics I was going to cover, you know, about the toxicity of Xbox fanboys. I guess, you know, just to get into it real quick, you know, a couple of days ago, Zaire did a live stream, and in the title, it said that Colt Eastwood took a jab at him, and in turn, he was attacked on Twitter. Oh yeah, they pre-ordering Spider-Man. Hey, I can't blame you for pre-ordering it. Um, I mean, I would be fine with pre-ordering it, but I have this thing about giving away my money when something is months away. The last time I ordered a game where it was still like 2 months out was for Gears of War 4, because my son asked me to pre-order that game. Not only, the biggest reason being was that they were giving away skins for Gears of War Ultimate Edition. So my son asked me if I could pre-order it right then and there. That's really the only time I think I've pre-ordered a game when it was like more than 2 months out. So with that being said, Ben, I mean, I could pre-order it right now if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to wait until we get like within the next 2 or 3 weeks before I pre-order it. I mean, hell, I haven't even pre-ordered God of War yet, and the biggest reason why is because I'm stuck between pre-ordering the game at the dashboard so I can play it at midnight, you know, when it unlocks at midnight, April 20th, or do I want to buy the collector's edition where I think you get the statue of Kratos or whatever. I'd really like to get that too. But I'm in a situation where I have to watch my money because I just dropped $200 to get a Thrustmaster T150 racing wheel, so I could play GT Sport, because I was getting tired of getting my ass kicked with the controller. So I decided to go ahead and buy a racing wheel so I could be a little more competitive. The racing wheel was $200, as I said. I was originally going to buy the Thrustmaster T180, but after doing some research, it turns out that wheel, it was $100, but it does not have force feedback. And I'm a person that firmly believes that if you're going to buy a racing wheel, if it doesn't have force feedback, there's no point in even buying a wheel, because, you know, that's what makes the experience, you know, all the better when you got a racing wheel with force feedback. So yes, I dropped $200 on the Thrustmaster T150 so I can go ahead and get the full experience. And I especially plan to use that wheel when I play Drive Club VR. So that's really going to be immersive when I play Drive Club in VR and have that racing wheel. It's going to be super immersive. Let me see, Ben Taylor, what you got here? God of War, bro. I pre-ordered the collector's edition the day it was announced. They don't take your money till 7 days before the release. Huh. I wonder, do they do something like, if that's pronounced the correct way of saying it, or do they put like a placeholder on your credit card or something like that, and until they're ready to collect the money? So in all likelihood, I'll probably just buy the standard edition of God of War. And if it's any DLC or anything I might have missed or something like that, I don't know. Maybe I'll take my chances and come back later and buy if they have any separate DLC. But yeah, more than likely, because what is it, Wednesday? Um, so what? We're 9 days away from God of War. Either way, I'm definitely excited about that game. So it's going to be, again, it's going to be interesting to see how people react. First things first, it'll be interesting to see how people react tomorrow when the reviews come out, and then it'll be interesting to see how they act when the game actually comes out next week. But all in all, none of that shit matters to me. You know, I'm just ready to play the game. And so I can't think of any other pre-topics I was going to talk about. Oh, I was going to talk about the really quick talk about the toxicity. Colt Eastwood, I guess he took a jab at Zaire, and I guess in turn, the Xbox attacked Zaire on Twitter, basically being mindless sheep following Colt Eastwood. I was going to watch that stream, but then I got an alert from Foxy UK, that he was doing a live stream, and it was titled Spider-Man, causes internet meltdown. So I go to watch his live stream, and he was literally fighting with the Xbox in his comments section. And I mean, it was ugly. He was telling him, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about your life. I think somebody threatened him on there, and he, said it with that, English accent. And he was like, I will take you apart down to a molecular level and put you back together so I can send you home to your mother. Oh my God, that was really unbelievable. That's absolutely crazy. I wanted to do a separate podcast about that, but I decided not to. I don't want to spend too much time talking about that. But that's just a quick pre-topic. I was pretty much blown away that Foxy was attacked. And he was literally fighting, with Xbox in his comment section. And then the thing about, and then getting back to the thing about Colt Eastwood taking a jab at Zaire, I think he got a lot of balls doing something like that, because this is a man who basically corporate slaved for the Xbox brand, spent all that time saying the Xbox was the best experience. And then here he goes off and gets a PlayStation, and then talks about that shit about the best of both worlds. No, there's no best of both worlds. Stop damage control and stop sugarcoating it. You bought the better console that has the better games. Plain and simple. There ain't no best of both worlds. Both of those consoles, the Xbox and the PlayStation, they pretty much do the same thing. They both play single player games. They both play multiplats. They both have online capabilities. So there ain't no best of both worlds. So, stop damage controlling. Cut it out with the bullshit. You bought a PlayStation, and that's that. But in any case, I still thought he had a lot of nerve attacking Zaire. I don't know. I really don't know how much of that shit is real with Zaire, with all this shit going on. Thanks, Ben. Thanks a lot. It's simple as that. Well said. This shit that's going on with Zaire, with all the shit that he's been going through, I don't know how much of that is real. I don't know how much of this shit is some WWE wrestling shit. One thing's for certain, I do believe how much the Xbots are attacking him. It's just absolutely crazy. And so actually we moving along. I've been streaming for about 9 minutes, and already I'm ready to get into the topic. But as I said, I need to wrap this podcast up by 8 o'clock, because I need to get to the gym. I normally try to do that when I get out of work, but I took a nap, and I need to get to the gym and get that taken care of so I can come home, like I said, take care of my chores, and then get some gaming in before I go to bed, because I got to go into work a hour early tomorrow. So anyway, let's get into this topic. So as a lot of you know, inside Xbox, they stream live. They stream the show live. And initially, I believed the show was going to be garbage. I had no intentions of watching it. I had no intentions of doing a stream about it, because I figured some other people would take care of that. And so I get up this morning, and on my phone there's an alert. Actually, there was a couple of alerts. There was a whole bunch of alerts, because I'm subscribed to like 55 people on YouTube. So I'm constantly getting alerts on who, uploaded their latest video. So out of all the alerts that I got, only two of those alerts were related to Inside Xbox. One of them was from Randall Thor, and the other one was from Ryan the Professional. He gave his review on the Inside Xbox episode. So I watched this video. He gave his take. It was a pretty good video. And then as far as Randall Thor goes, I didn't even bother to watch it because I knew that whatever he had to say about it, if he thought it was trash, he was not going to out it because I guess he knows a couple of people at Microsoft, or you know tweeted once or twice with Phil, or I don't know, but because of that, um, he tiptoes around sometimes of telling it like it is. Which when I first started watching his videos, I thought he was I thought he was pretty down to earth in talking about Microsoft in this current situation, which for the most part, I guess he is, but he won't outright call a spade a spade. He'll tiptoe around that shit a little bit. So I didn't even bother to watch his video of what he thought about Inside Xbox, because I figured he was either going to say it was okay or it was great, but he was not going to say the show was garbage. Videos unavailable. What in the world? What is going on? One moment, folks. Assuming I'm still live. It says the video is unavailable. Assuming I'm still live. It says the video is unavailable. Okay. Well, even though it says the video is unavailable, it looks like I'm still live, so I will keep going. And you could probably hear the echo in the back because I'm looking at my own stream on my phone. So give me a second. Okay. Well, even though it says the video is unavailable, it looks like I'm still live, so I will keep going. And you could probably hear the echo in the back because I'm looking at my own stream on my phone. So okay. Looks like we're still okay. All right, excellent. We're still good. We're still golden. I'm glad I didn't have to shut it down because I just got a black screen said videos unavailable. So anyway, so getting back to this Inside Xbox thing, as I said, I got a couple of alerts. One was from Ryan the Professional. I watched this video. He gave his take on Inside Xbox, and it was a pretty good video. Randall Thor, as I said, because of the couple of connections he's got, within Xbox, I knew he was gonna, I believed that he was gonna tiptoe around the Inside Xbox thing. And so originally I wasn't this thing, and then I decided, okay, try to give this thing the benefit of Hmm. All right. Looks like we were able to resume the stream. It looks like I'm having technical difficulties. Give me a minute to bring up my page again so I can see the comments. Um, Here, I'll just go ahead and watch it from my phone. So bear with me a second, people. Bear with me a second, people. Okay, looks like we're back in business. I'll just keep my eyes up on the chat section from my phone. Bear with me a second, people. Okay, looks like we're oh, more buffering. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and proceed though. Hopefully there'll be no more interruptions. I'm gonna go ahead and proceed. Hopefully there won't be any more interruptions. If you're still watching the stream, you still feel free to comment. So anyway, um, so getting straight down to business, um, I decided that before I say one single word about Inside Xbox, even though I believed it was going to be trash, I decided that you better watch it before I go off and say anything about it. So started watching Inside Xbox, and to start the show off, it seemed like uh, the feature of the show started off with backwards compatibility. And they ran off a list of games that were going to original Xbox games that were going to be backwards compatible. And then they listed off a bunch of 360 games that were going to be backwards compatible and Xbox One enhanced. And they showed a couple of the games, and they still look like some of the games still look like some old ass, PS1 games. They just had a sharper picture, but it still moved like their original game. Basically, it was still the same game, just a little bit sharper. And that just, I mean, is that what the hell people spent $500 for? To get these old ass OG Xbox One games to play on a brand new $500 console? So, and then to make the show even more boring, um, they brought in a guy to talk about some of the backwards compatibility game, in particular God of War 2, because I guess that's gonna be enhanced for the Xbox One. And they showed, a little, short comparison screen, and I didn't see a difference for starters. Secondly, old ass Gears of War 2, you're gonna enhance that for Xbox One. Just like the show did not start off with any talk of any new shit that was coming up. It was backwards compatibility, and they was talking about these old ass Xbox games as if as if it was some new shit that was coming out. And so, like I said, they had a guy come on Gears of War 2 about it being Xbox One enhanced, and now with the game being Xbox One enhanced, it'll make you want to dip into the game again and go back and all this kind of shit. And at that point, I shit you not, I started dozing off, and I nodded back for a second, and even though I had only nodded off for like 10 seconds or something like that, it felt like I was asleep for 3 days. I bullshit you not. And so I snapped out of it. And then I'm sitting here telling myself, if you want to be able to, give a fair assessment of this shit, you need to stay awake and watch it. So I tried to keep watching it. And then after they got done talking about all the you know, backwards compatibility game that was coming to the Xbox One or Xbox One X or whatever. They had that guy and that girl that normally work the touch screens. Um, they were posting everybody's comments, or they were posting comments about supposedly how excited people were about the backwards compatibility games that were coming up. So they were posting like all these comments that I guess people tweeted out about being excited for these old ass games getting Xbox One enhanced. And I mean, they even started the show off saying, and to start to show off the topic that everybody's been wanting to know more about, and that is the latest backwards compatibility games. Yeah, Gleason 3. No, it wasn't just you. I'm dead serious. I shit you not. I started nodding off. So to put it bluntly, the show was trash. It's just they covered a different topic instead of, I really thought the show was going to be about them hyping up State of Decay 2. I really thought they was going, do that Sea of Thieves shit like they did, but they didn't, at least for the first 20 minutes that I saw. It was talking about nothing but backwards compatibility. The first 25 minutes of the show, they was talking about backwards compatibility. To me, that is so minute. You can go ahead and watch it over if you want Glacian 3, but I'm not watching that shit again. I mean, if I couldn't take 25 minutes of the show, there's no way that I could deal with an hour and a half of it. And so, like I said, they had the guy work the touch screen. He was posting all these supposed comments of people getting excited about the backwards compatibility game. And so after I seen that shit, I just shook my head, and it was at that moment that I decided that taking a nap was more important than watching this show. So I turned it off and took a nap. And here I am, I'm awake and I'm talking about the bullshit. That's, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm dumbfounded. I mean, basically basically Microsoft been pulling the wool over people's eyes for the last couple of years, giving them nothing but acting like they giving them everything. Also, yesterday when Inside Xbox was live, I actually tuned into it for about a whole 2 minutes because I guess they were talking about some new features that was added to the Xbox, something about some free sync shit and how you can go do this on the dashboard and do that and do this, with the free sync shit. And I said, I knew it, they was going to talk about, features that don't really mean anything. Bottom line is everybody who tuned into Inside Xbox wanted to see if there was going to be some announcement of new games. I'm not going to say there wasn't any announcements of new games because I didn't watch the whole thing through. Actually, before I stopped watching it, they got to the part about the Ghost Recon Wildlands or whatever, and they had Michael Ironside come on there, who played the voice of Sam Fisher. I've seen him in a number of movies before. And he was talking about the Sam Fisher thing. They were asking him questions about Sam Fisher, about how he got started, and he looked like he didn't even want to be there. He was, to me, he seemed to be point blank and robotic with his answers. Let's see here, Ben Taylor. You said, all in all, $1,500 of hardware some Xbox fanboys have spent for backwards compatibility games. That's absolutely right. But I had been saying this for months. It is over. Not only is this console war over, because it was over years ago. This generation do not expect any more AAA exclusives coming out of Microsoft. At first, I thought one of the reasons why they're not going to put out any more AAA exclusives this generation, I thought it was because of the bullshit processor that's in the in the council, which that could play a part. That could explain why we getting these cartoony looking games instead of real stuff. What's up, Savage? Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Vidiot? Calling me a hater? Okay, Vidiot. You tell me what you thought of Inside Xbox. You know, I'll keep on going with my stream, but I'll be waiting for your answer. You tell me what you thought of Inside Xbox. You tell me what you thought about the first 25 minutes of them talking about backwards compatibility. Yeah, Ben, Spider-Man is the final nail. It's still unbelievable that that a release date had people flipping out like that. And it's crazy. Here it is a week later, and this is still some hot shit with the Spider-Man thing. That's absolutely nuts. So if they acting like this now, wait till next Friday when God of War come out. In fact, wait until tomorrow when we see what the critics got to say. You know, when they give the review, let's see what they got to say. Let's see what the reaction is going to be. But I expect, you know, anybody who's got their mind made up that they're going to get God of War, I do not think they will be detoured by a bad review. I think, like me, they have their mind made up. They're going to buy this game and don't really care what the critics think. Okay, Xbox Video, you say the only thing you enjoyed was the Red Dead enhancement, honestly, and maybe the Jade Empire BC. Other than that, nothing. Well, you got further than me, because 25 minutes of that show was all I could take. Because like I said before, I decided that after 25 minutes, I decided that a nap was more important. Because I guess to use the words of Ryan the Professional, he talked about when he watched the show, he said that was 1 hour of his life that he can't get back. I feel the same way. That was 26 minutes and 17 seconds of my life that I cannot get back. I decided to cut my losses and go ahead and take the nap. And but like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and act dumbfounded. I'm not gonna sit here and act shocked. I knew the show was gonna be garbage. The only thing was, I thought they were gonna talk about State of Decay. I thought they were gonna start the hype train for that. Yeah, Savage. I mean, I knew it was gonna be garbage. I really didn't even want to watch it. The only reason why I even attempted to watch it, Savage, was because I could not sit here and have this live stream right now talking about it if I didn't at least attempt to watch it. I mean, that Inside Xbox was some food that turned my stomach. After a couple of bites, my stomach was in knots, and I just said I can't eat anymore. So, with that being said, I don't know. This may be my last stream talking about the Inside Xbox thing, because I have no reason to believe that the shows are going to get any better. And I'm pretty sure that as we draw closer, since they didn't do it today, I'm pretty sure that as we get closer to the release of State of Decay, they're going to do the Sea of Thieves thing all over again with all the hype and all this stuff. And they'll probably bring on special guest zombies and shit like that. And talk to some of the most famous zombies in movie history to ask them how do they feel about State of Decay too. Oh boy. But looks like I'm gonna have to wrap this up here pretty soon. Let's see here. Xbox video games are art. How can you enjoy art one day and then say 5 years from now it isn't enjoyable anymore? How many games have you picked up and played years after its release? Not too many. Because for the most part, when I'm done with it, I'll still keep the game as a collector's edition. But for the most part, there's not too many games that I went through and played a second time. But I mean, to give you an analogy of what you might be talking about, food is the same way with me. Even foods that I like, if I eat too much of it, it'll make me sick to my stomach. Um, Take for instance, I absolutely love pizza. I cannot get enough of pizza, but I cannot just eat any pizza. It's got to be hardcore Italian pizzas. I mean, there's got to be pizzas from Italians. When I walk in there, their hair is slicked back and they wearing suits talking about the next mob hit. That's what kind of hardcore pizza I like. Anything else, bullshit like Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, something like that. After a couple of slices, that shit gonna turn my stomach. Here video games can be the same way. No matter how much I like a game, um, there's only so much of it I can play. Uh, Actually, Vidiot, yes, I do play The Last of Us. I have not. I played the campaign twice, but I still play it because of the multiplayer. And I'm assuming that The Last of Us 2 will have multiplayer. Not only that, with The Last of Us 2, not only do I play it for the multiplayer aspect of it, I have a pair of the PlayStation Gold headphones, and there's an app for those headphones, and you can see which games are specifically tuned for it. And The Last of Us is one of them. And the game sounds absolutely incredible through those gold headphones. So that is definitely an enjoyment for me. I'll go back at any given moment and play the multiplayer for The Last of Us, and I'll wear those headphones, and it makes the experience all the much better. And truth be told, I think the multiplayer on The Last of Us, I think, doesn't get enough credit. I think it's one of the best multiplayers I've ever played. Um, there's only, the multiplayer on The Last of Us, I only have one issue with it. Um, they've got microtransactions in the game. The microtransactions are only $1. That's no big deal to me. Um, they are, like weapon upgrades. But in most cases, like for instance, they have a gun on there called El Diablo, and you can pay for the microtransactions to get that game added, added to your weapon stash or whatever. But the gun isn't loaded. You have to get to those parts box, and you have to convert enough parts into money to buy bullets for the gun. The only bad thing about the multiplayer for that is that there's a crossbow on the game, that when you shoot somebody with that crossbow, they will bleed out. If they don't have a first aid kit, they will bleed out until they drop to their knees. Basically, then you can go in and execute them. That's really the only issue, um, because that is something that affects the outcome. If you get shot by one of those crossbows and you don't have a first aid kit to stop the bleeding won't stop until you drop to your knees. Let me see here. Xbox video. Let me see here. You said Red Dead has multiplayer and it was just enhanced. I'm revisiting that for the story though. Actually, I did buy that is the only backwards compatibility game that I have bought on the Xbox One. I bought Red Dead Redemption um 2 months ago, because when the game was out during the 360 generation, I've said it before, I was burning my own games. I had my Xbox modified and I was burning my own games, and I had close to 300 games before I stopped burning them. And Red Dead Redemption was lost in that shuffle. When you're getting games for free and you burning like, 2, 3 games a night, it was too easy for me to go and get the latest game 2 weeks before it hits the store shelves, burn it, take a look at it for 5 minutes, and then throw it into my collection. And that's what happened to Red Dead. And so I sold that Xbox 360 with all those burnt games for $50, 300 games for $50. And so now with Red Dead Redemption 2 getting ready to come out, I needed to go back and finish the story of Red Dead Redemption. So I did buy the game a couple of months ago. So I know I'm not going to play it a third time. My son has an Xbox One X, but I am not going to spend all that time downloading Red Dead Redemption onto his Xbox so I can look at it for 5 minutes and see that it's been enhanced and then quit. Let me see. Video. You said people that call crops bow. Crop. Daryl Dixon's crossbow. Oh, people call that crops bow. Yeah, that crossbow on there, like I said, that is a little bit of some unfair shit. I mean, still, despite that, I love the game. The Last of Us, the multiplayer on there, like I said, that doesn't get enough credit. And I'm hoping Naughty Dog is going to add the multiplayer to Last of Us 2. I expect that to be great as well. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I'm going to get the game regardless. So, so yeah, to go ahead and put a bow on this thing. Um, Inside Xbox had me nodding off. It had me dozing off. And again, after 26 minutes and 17 seconds, I decided that I was throwing my life away watching this show. So I turned it off and took a nap, which was far more important. Yeah, you're right, Vidia. They would be fools not to add that, but I don't see why they wouldn't add it. Especially now, here's the thing with the Uncharted franchise, Uncharted 4, they had the multiplayer on that. It wasn't anything game changing. It was kind of fun, but it wasn't one of those multiplayers that I would play every single day. Now, when the Uncharted Lost Legacy came out, they added that same multiplayer to Uncharted Lost Legacy. So because of that, Uncharted Lost Legacy was well worth the $40 when it came out. So if they put the multiplayer on both Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do it for The Last of Us 2. So, honestly, sometimes I try to steer clear of talking about The Last of Us 2 because if I get too deep into that subject, I'm gonna start jonesing. I'm gonna start fiending and wanting to play the game right now, and then I'll be like, "Damn, why we gotta wait? Why we gotta wait?" So, so we got to focus on the games that are within sight, and that would be God of War. So, while you're here, Vidiot, I've got a few more people that I've asked to be on the Lincoln Show, and once I have them on the show, I'll be ready to start my second round, of asking people to come on the show. And you, Gunru Gaming, King Thrash, the three of you are definitely people that I want to come back on the show. So, again, after I get, the next two or three guests that I have planned to come on the show, after I get them out of the way and start round two, I definitely want you to come back on. And so, in case you missed it, Fatal Mephisto is supposed to be on the show tomorrow. And then I'm doing a special show on Monday where Sick Humor TV is going to be on that show. And I had to do this because he works nights. And I think Sunday through Tuesday or something like that are his days off. So I had to work it out where I can get it in when he's not working. And then there's still a couple other people that I want to talk to about coming on the show. Craig Harris, Draco, still want to get them on the show. Diver, still want to get them on the show. So we still talking, 3-4 more people before I start the second round of asking people to come back. So absolutely, man. Video. We had an excellent podcast. I think it sounded really professional. A lot of times on the round table video, it's kind of hard for you to, get your point in because I think sometimes you don't step in at the right moment and say what your opinion is because you got people talking over each other and stuff like that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because I enjoy the roundtable. I also enjoy the PlayStation Plus podcast, but I also enjoy doing these one-on-one, Q&As because when I ask someone a question, they can answer the question from front to back. and give their full opinion. And everybody has different opinions. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to you coming back on the show, Video. Eric Arazo, Inside Xbox was complete dog shit. That would be the truth, brother. It was complete garbage. And I don't know how much of this podcast you've been watching, but like I said, after 26 minutes and 17 seconds of Inside Xbox, I decided that my life was being destroyed and it was time to take back control of my life. It was time for me to admit that the show was garbage and enter rehab and not watch Inside Xbox. Oh boy. Let's see here, Video. You say people have opinions. I respect that, but when people start telling me I'm a moron or idiot for enjoying the game, that's when I draw the line. Absolutely. My preferred platform is the PlayStation. Your preferred platform is the Xbox. But that made it all the more reason for me to want to bring you onto the show to get your thoughts on the current state of Microsoft and to see how you felt about it. I mean, I wanted to see if you were going to have a realistic view of what was going on with Microsoft, or were you going to try to damage control for them? And I think you are one of the more realistic. Actually, Vidiot, I think you are what Randall Thor should be. Xbox is your preferred platform, but but you're not a fool. You tell it like it is. You know what's going on with Microsoft. You won't hesitate to tell it like it is. So it was definitely enjoyable having you on the show. Yeah, me entering rehab because of Inside Xbox. Oh man. I ain't gonna say watching Inside Xbox was like taking heroin, because then that would be an addiction. So I don't know. Maybe I'll liken Inside Xbox to the equivalent of smoking meth, where half your damn teeth fall out and make you look 80 years old and shit like that, and with the fucking barrel in the damn backyard cooking the shit up, like on Grand Theft Auto, looking like Trevor with the damn cookhouse in the back. So let me see here. How long have I because it's a little bit after 8. I don't plan to be in the gym very long, but I still need to get going here pretty soon, because I don't like walking into the gym at 10 o'clock at night and shit like that. I still need to get ready. Still need to get my stuff together. Yeah, Vidiot, heroin probably would have been more enjoyable, but when you decide you don't want to stop, it's not that easy, I would imagine. I've never done any of that shit in my life. Never done coke, heroin. As far as that goes, I'm about as square as you'll get. I haven't smoked weed in like shit almost 30 years. Okay, that's cool, Xbot. Video. I see you said you're going to be driving and listening. So obviously, yeah, you can't reply. But just know that I'm getting ready to wrap this up in a few minutes, because, like I said, I got to get to the gym, and then I need to be able to come home and get some me time in, and be able to jump on the PlayStation, get some MLB to show in, get some GT Sport in. Like I said, after dropping $200 for that wheel, I got to get my money's worth. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm not sure if I'll do a daytime stream. If I do, more than likely it will be to talk about the God of War reviews. I don't know. I may or may not, especially when you factor in that I really don't care what the critics think, that I'm still gonna buy the game regardless. But definitely make sure you tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Like I said, Fatal Mephisto is scheduled to be here. I absolutely like listening to him. It's I think he had a YouTube channel before or something like that, but he still has a YouTube channel, but he don't do anything with it because I guess he's not a big fan of YouTube. So which is really unfortunate. I wish he did, do something with the channel because I would like to see his stuff um, solo. But I absolutely love it when it's him and Sick Humor TV when they're doing, one-on-one podcasts. It's absolutely incredible. They have very good chemistry. Hey, you're welcome, Savage. So again, before I go, make sure tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, keep an eye out. Fatal Mephisto is scheduled to be the guest. And he's pretty colorful with some of the stuff he says. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And then on Monday, I'm doing a special show Monday with my guest, Sick Humor TV, and you don't want to miss that either, especially given his current state with Microsoft. He is becoming more and more disgruntled with them. So we'll definitely be covering that when I talk to him. So make sure you check that. Peace out, Ben. Catch you later, Eric. So with that being said, I'm out. I catch y'all people tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. You make sure y'all get some gaming in because I know I'm going to do it. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow. This is your boy Lincoln Clay. I'll holler at y'all later, and I am out.